Hi, I'm Amy Snell, also known as the Devious Knitter, and I'm going to show you how to graft two ends of I-cord together as we do to finish up the Glenborough cowl. Here I've got my I-cord edging, and we're not going to worry about any of these stitches that are here on the waste yarn because those are going to actually be part of the knitted fabric. Right now I'm just looking at the beginning and end of my I-cord, and that's 3 stitches here and these 3 stitches from the cast on. I've cut my yarn and threaded it onto a tapestry needle. You'll notice the yarn is coming from the leftmost stitch here. I want it to come out of this stitch, so I'm going to bring it over to the right hand stitch, bring it up from behind, or you might consider this entering the stitch as if to purl, and slip that stitch off the needle. Pull the yarn through gently, and I'm going to go up to the first stitch in this cast on row. It's a little distorted, but it's here. I'm going to go under both legs of the V of that stitch. Bring the yarn through, and then I'm going to bring this back down into the first stitch that already came off. I'm going to go right back where I came out. Once I've done that, I'm going to go into this second stitch on the bottom needle from the back, or as we say, as if to purl. And I can bring that stitch off the needle as I do so. Then I'm going to go back up to the top, go under both legs of this next V. Come back right where I came out of the second stitch below and into the third stitch and off the needle. Now to complete that, I'm going to go back up to the top. I'm going to find the third and final stitch that was part of my cast on. I'm going to go under both legs of that V right here. And finally back down into the stitch I came out of. Once I've done that, I can pull this yarn down and start to bury it into my fabric so that I can weave in the ends. Here you can see I'm snugging up those stitches a little bit so that the tension will match that of the rest of the I-cord. Once I've done that, you can see I've got a nice continuous I-cord that goes across the cast on and final edges of my bind off. For more knitting tips and tricks, you can visit my website www.deviousknitter.com, or follow me on Facebook and Instagram as @deviousknitter, or subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the button below.